Okay, out-of-box review of the Acme 360 models, Chig Fighter or Chig von Richthofen. This kit's it's 1/48 scale. This kit's still available. I bought this on eBay actually. But if you go to Acme model or Acme 360 models, he has a bunch of space and above and beyond, and a few other things too. That's just the eBay thing. And here's one of the wings. If you're not familiar with the Chig Fighter, it's kind of a sort of a kind of like the TIE Fighter. It's sort of like that, sort of the general shape. This is my second kit by Acme 360. The quality is kind of like mediocre, meaning like the details there is generally straight, but some of the execution's poor. Like if you look at maybe lower this a little bit so we can get maybe some better light. If you go straight in and lower this. So let's see what kind of light you get. Okay, it's a little bit better. Can I zoom out? So if you look at the lines, there's like junk in there. All this stuff, it looks like whatever he was using, he was scraping across. He didn't really clean them out. I don't know what his master looks like or what he used, but there's just a lot of that in there. And I don't really care about things like voids or bubbles or even stuff like that. If the kit's there and it's got it and it's workable and that kind of stuff can be cleaned up for this rare subject matter, totally cool with it. Don't really care. Looks like there might be like a very slight warp, but pretty straight. You're not gonna see a lot of detail. And if you remember, Space Above and Beyond was a show in the 90s, had a lower budget, I think, than Babylon 5, and both had all CG models, and there was very little detail on the Space Above and Beyond's CG ships, but it was more than Babylon 5 just because of the different universe, a different genre. Another piece that I think is identical. Pretty sure it's identical. There's a seam issue here, but that's expected. That's not a big deal. And yeah, I think it is identical. Here's some. This is actually pretty bad. All these bubbles and all this is going to be kind of hard to fill and save this. So I think there's going to have to be rescribed in here. So that's kind of a bad spot. This one's pretty straight. That one has a slight warp and a slight warp. But it's also because this side right here gets fatter than this side, so it might just look warped. I can't quite tell. This has got some weird, like, not striations. It's almost like wormwood, like something that was like crawling up it almost. It looks weird. It's got a weird surface to it. This is more like it smells a little bit like a musty basement, but it's more like a mildewy. But I bought this second hand, so it's whoever had it for me. Who knows how long they had it and where they stored it, but it smells like a basement. Everything's sharp though. I mean, other than the sort of panel line things, everything's really sharp. Everything looks symmetrical. It doesn't look uneven. Yeah, the panel lines are kind of bad, but it's better than hit and miss and stuff like that. They're kind of uniform. Well, not uniform depth. The panel lines are the worst. If the panel lines weren't there, if it didn't have them in the model, this would look like an excellent piece. And then the base is extremely heavy. And I know what he did here. I do the same thing. When I have a big piece like this, I throw all my scraps in there, all my resin scraps, and it fills up. So instead of wasting all the scraps, he throws them in the back. And it just, instead of using new resin, you can do that. It doesn't compromise the integrity or anything like that. It's not any weaker. I mean, if anything, it's cost effective for him, but also, instead of throwing that stuff in the trash, he's just reusing it, which I'm fine with. I'm totally fine with. And you can see that he made this original mold out of wood, and it's definitely got some finish issues. You can see all the grain. You can see some kind of weird, like the piece he used here looks like it was painted, then the paint was partially removed, like a thick enamel. But this is a pretty cool base. And when aftermarket, when garage kits come with bases, that's just a bonus. Generally, they're not even used, and this is a really nice base. I would probably use this base. I would love to figure out how to light it or something. Maybe get the letters to light something. I'm not sure what you could do. Maybe take a mold, sand this off. I don't know. But I think it's a pretty damn cool base, actually. I think it's really nice. And I believe he sells his base separately too. And then the head, or the sperm of the ship, it goes, I believe, like this. Maybe it goes like this. Let me look. Instructions are right there, but pretty sure it goes like this. Very clean. I mean, there's some seam stuff, but nothing else. That's some bad. It's a poor spout, but I mean, there's not much you can do about that. It's slightly like off around this ovoid shape right here. This is pretty uniform, but it looks like it's off a little bit. But that's kind of nitpicky stuff, I think. It looks like it's off a little bit this way too. But everything looks really good on it. That's it for pieces. Let's see if I can stick this up just for you guys to take a look at. I think I dry fit. Oops! I think I dry fitted this before, but it kind of slips out, so I'm not sure how long I'm gonna do this. So this is 1/48 scale. There's some of the fine mold kits you can get 1/48 of the Star Wars kits. Other than that, there's not too much out there, unless you're actually going for real stuff versus sci-fi stuff. Ooh, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this. Alright, I say I move my other hand out of the way. So, I believe it goes like this. And where's my ruler? And that popped out, but we're talking 11, almost about 12 inches. 12 inches to about 8, 7.5, 8. And the pen lines are iffy, so I'm not trying to bitch about it or complain about this guy's work, because he's the only guy that makes it, and I think his stuff is actually really good. He does stuff in different scales too. So if you don't want to spend the money, and I'll put this off eBay, and I don't know what I paid. I think I paid something retardedly low, like $80, but I think they go around $100, maybe 120. No one builds this stuff. It's good quality. It's far better than I could ever build. I would recommend, if anyone's interested, to go there, check out his stuff. He built some stuff that's inexpensive too. You can buy smaller kits from him. You don't have to. This might be a little pricey. I can't exactly remember what it cost. I would definitely recommend. Where's his? See if I can find his web. I'll show you what's in here inside the instructions too. But go to his kit. Go to his site, man, because he takes the time to make these. It would be great if he got a bunch of orders, so he keeps making them. Maybe he makes a few others. He makes a hammerhead. It makes a the Chiggy. He makes another Chiggy. He makes a Chiggy like what was it? Ambassadorship. I think a Chig fight or like battleship. And then he built the cool one. Here's the cool one he built, man. The Saratoga, dude. This thing is so cool. I'm gonna do a review right after this one of this one. This is my all-time favorite kit. It's got some of the same kind of issues sort of as this one does, but it's an amazing, amazing kit. If you love Space and Above and Beyond, go here. I'm gonna look for his website while I'm going through the instructions. So here is the decal that goes on the front of the nose section. And actually there's another one that says Abandon All Hope, but it's not present on this. And this may look all like weird and like a crappy decal, but that's actually what it looked like in the show. It was kind of hand painted in the show, so it's supposed to look all weird like that. So it's not a bad decal, it's just that's representative of what was on the show. So let's see here. So fuselage, 3 wing pods, 1 base, 1 brass support, which wasn't included in my aftermarket kit, or I bought it secondhand. Instruction box, basic resin stuff. So it's based off Baron von Richthofen from World War I. World War I, Ace of Aces, he was said to have sent 1,000 men to the deaths over the skies of Europe. So he was a German ace fighter pilot, the biplanes, and that's what this is named for. And there's general stuff about sandpaper, warping. Just tells you about using super glue. Oh, here we go. So if you want to get it from this guy, And the view screen looks like everything's backwards, so I don't know if you guys are reading everything backwards or not. But it's Acme 360 models, and it's 18787 East Hawaii Drive, Aurora, which is Aurora, Colorado, CO, 80017. And his email, well, I guess I'll tell you his website. It's acme360models.com. And I've been to his website. It's actually a pretty good website. It's better than like Captain Cardboard's. It's better than the Howling Wolf. I think it was a JT Graphics or JP Graphics. I think it is. And his email is buntyn1@comcast.net. That's buntyn1. He's got quite a collection. He takes a bit of time making the kits. The kit the Saratoga I bought from him took a long time to get, but it's certainly worth it. Now here is the configuration. It tells you the body. Okay, so the colors of the body is metallic brown. Cockpit windows are green. That's the stripe right here. The cockpit windows. Green and light green. Engine exhaust, purple and light purple. Remember to show us what it was. Let's see what else. And it tells you where to paint the stuff. And that's it. So that's it. That's the Space and Beyond Chig von Richthofen. The next kit I buy from him is going to be the Hammerhead, which is kick-ass. And that's it. Thanks for watching.